everybody. This is Wendy, like half of your Zoo Adventure crew. I'm supposed to be meeting Steve. I'm in this like construction zone. I'm literally in the woods. There's like stuff everywhere. I seriously don't know where I am. It's a little frightening. Holy moly! You're very fierce, Steve.
I'm very fierce today.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, everybody, how you doing? Awesome to see you guys. Zoo Adventures with you from inside the new brown bear habitat. I've been being trained today by Keeper Ashley.
Tell him again where we are.
Inside the brown bear habitat at the North Carolina Zoo.
We're inside, everybody.
And no, there's no bears. Right, Ashley?
Just you.
Just me.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm making a really mean face behind the mask, too. You can see it or not.
I don't know, that mask makes it look pretty cute.
Like, more cute than scary.
You're almost as cute as a real bear.
they're hard to beat, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, the zoo is going, during COVID, they actually took that time to make some refurbishments to some of the habitats. Now this was on the docket for a long time. And where the brown bears are, the grizzly bears, where these guys are, needed a facelift. The habitat, well, you were telling us, Ashley, it's at least 20 years old. It's even probably older than that.
Yep.
So it needed a facelift. And it was like, you know what? Perfect time to do it. How many of you guys have seen the brown bear, the grizzly bear habitat before? How many of you have been here and seen it? Try to get a remember of what it was like before. There's some really cool changes.
Yeah. We're
Some
really,
really
excited
cool
about the new
changes.
that we've got.
The door you just came through was one of those changes. We're going to get to that in a little bit. But Ashley, take us on a little tour of the new stuff in the space.
So some of the most exciting things that are happening in here that guests will get to see is our big new land area down
Let's go down,
towards
check it out. Come on, guys.
the front.
Oh, look, they made it clumsy people friendly.
Yeah, we have these beautiful
Gotta love stairs.
Just
This
some
is so
spots
neat.
that are old bear. We do have an old
Oh,
bear.
okay. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Ashley, there was a time we couldn't do this.
Nope. Yep.
Shouldn't we be swimming?
We should be swimming, right, guys? Remember? We should be swimming right now.
I mean, it's humid enough. It feels like it.
That's true. Good point. She said it's humid. If you didn't hear, it's very humid today. So, why did we change this?
So this whole area got converted to land space for our grizzly bear. There used to be 2 pools in this habitat. So
Yep.
what we refer to as the small pool side, which is now when you're facing the habitat will be your left side, and then what we call the large pool side, which is where all the grass is now.
So neat.
The bears historically didn't utilize that much water space, so instead it was decided that we would give them more land space because they do utilize the land space
Gotcha.
more.
Okay.
And now we have this nice, big, beautiful area right up front,
This is so.
which brings
I mean,
us
look at
to
this.
our next really exciting thing, which is our huge glass at the front.
Are you kidding? This is your view, guys?
So now you get to see the grizzly bears like never before. So our grizzly bears will be able to come right up to the glass now.
Can you imagine? We're going to show you guys perspective in a little bit, but it's right here. These are 12-foot tall windows.
Yeah,
12 feet tall.
yeah, big glass.
2 foot taller than an elephant. We learned elephants were 10 feet tall the other day. That's awesome. And you said that the bears weren't utilizing this pool as much.
Right, it wasn't necessary to have quite this much water space
Gotcha.
for them.
Okay.
They're not as aquatic as like your polar bears would be that do need a lot of water space.
Sure.
These guys like to swim around a little bit to cool off, but they don't spend the majority of their time in the water.
More enrichment, maybe? More kind of just for them to kind of have a little bit of fun in?
This will also give us more opportunities with enrichment. There's less risk of something like a ball we might bring out,
Sure.
of it getting lost to the abyss of the pool.
There you go. Yep.
And they still have their waterfalls, right? There's
Yep.
a
so
waterfall
we'll
that comes down here.
We'll still have the waterfall at the front, which Tomo is a big fan of. He
Oh,
likes
good.
to sit in the waterfall. It blasts all of his fur off that's left. 'Cause he does shed quite a bit in the
Yeah,
summer.
yeah.
He's not quite as beautiful in the summer as he is in the fall and winter. And
They
then
do
he's
look
got
nice.
a favorite spot over by these rocks, which used to be a very small waterfall. But on the other side, there's basically like a little rock seat for him. So he'll still be able to utilize that. A lot of guests have pictures of him kind of perched over
Oh,
here
yeah.
across the rocks. So he'll still be able to do that over here if he chooses to.
Neat.
So it just opens it up for a lot more choice.
Yeah.
A lot more space to lay around, to scratch their back.
Great call, Wendy. That's true.
To enrich.
Yeah,
And
I
look
think
how
this will be an
just how
exciting
big
area.
this space looks.
And it's so cool, actually, that we're able to find rocks that looked like this.
Well, these were hand-picked, right?
These were all hand, because look how well they mesh in, right?
I know, right?
It's amazing how
These
well.
are all actually man-made rocks. This is what we call rock work.
This?
So this is all actually cement.
No,
that's
it's
been
not. Come here.
molded. And then rock work is one of my favorite things in zoos because it's so well done. This is all
That's
concrete
solid.
and then it's painted, so it looks just like a real rock. So it looks like it's got like lichen and moss growing on it, dirt, all sorts of stuff. That's all made there. It's done on purpose.
Our design team made this.
Yep. Super, super cool.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, in
I mean,
fact, all
would
of
you
the
know
rocks
that?
in here are
Seriously,
handmade.
guys. I didn't mean to cut you off, Ashley.
No, you're fine.
I mean, look at that stuff. Would you know that was a made rock?
What's really neat is our zoo is very different because a lot of other zoos have to contract out
Yeah.
to other design companies to come in and do this kind of work. And we're very lucky that we have in-house designers that do this right here in our zoo. That
Yeah,
work
our
here
exhibits
at
team
our
is
zoo.
amazing. I mean, look at that. They etched in those cracks.
Yep. I think these are some of my favorite up here, these big yellow spots. They look like real chunks of
It sure does.
Yeah, it
lichen
does.
on them. They're very well made.
So huge shout out to the exhibits team here, the design team here as well. Amazing look, guys. It looks, I mean, it's real.
Yeah.
You're in a rocky space.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That is so neat. And it's still not quite done. I see some tools around, some
Right.
hoses and stuff, so it's not quite done. That is the only reason
Yeah.
Keeper Ashley let us in today.
That's right.
You said there's no bear yet, so you guys are safe.
Not yet.
Yeah, because neither Steve or I could outrun a bear.
Not
Let's
at
just
not at
throw
35
that
miles
out
an
there.
hour.
35 miles.
Usain
even
Bolt,
in-
28.
Not even an old bear.
No, now he's an old bear.
He's old, but he can still be quick when he wants to be.
That's okay.
Let's go look back at that door that I stumbled through on the way here. Because that looked like just a door, but it's actually a pretty important thing that the guests are going to love.
They are.
That's right. It's another one of those really cool features that the guests will benefit from.
Yep.
So not only will you have that really cool right up close with the bear at the front glass, but
Yep.
then we'll
More
slowly
of
be incorporating training sessions. So
Training sessions.
yeah, we have what's called a training wall, which is what we came through in the beginning.
Neat.
Um,
Okay, so that's what this is. I thought it might have been a place for us to bring equipment in and out, but this is going to be the bears.
It is both.
Oh, okay.
So it has
So
two purposes.
multifaceted.
So guests will benefit from it, but also horticulture will be able to use it to bring equipment through for mowing, weed whacking,
Wow.
whatever they need to do out here.
Okay.
But when we get to it and we start phasing it in, these gates will be shut, and then the keeper can be within this space, and then Tomo can come right up and do training sessions up here.
So you're going to be 4 feet from a
Mhm.
bear.
Yeah,
Pretty
so
much.
I would be like one of our digital guests here at the zoo, standing. He could be the bear.
You're going to train me to do what?
everything.
Really? That's how smart I am. What would be something you would train Steve Bear to do?
So some of the things we train are husbandry behaviors. So
I am a husband.
basically, those are things that help us take better care of the animals.
Okay.
So,
Also, like, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but we've been hearing about some of these things. Like an elephant, we heard they do blood draws.
yeah, we can actually do blood draws.
You can?
With Tomo, we have something called a blood chute. Basically, it's a box on the other side of this that has a little slot that we can pick up. Tomo, when we ask him, he'll put his paw inside and
Oh,
he'll
really?
keep it there. And then
How cool.
that can shave his paw. They can pull the blood off of him, and then that will help us take better care of him. And
That's
then out
so
here, we can do things like inspect his paws. He can open his mouth. He can. Actually, I learned he can show his back feet as well, which I had never seen before. Which
Oh,
is
that's
really
neat.
exciting. Keeper Ro's been working on that during quarantine. So
Very cool.
fun stuff.
They'll be able to see probably how tall they can stand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, in
So
here.
you can get a size idea.
You saw the polar bear stand that one time. These guys they're close to the same height, guys. Can you imagine? I mean, look at that.
Yeah. Tomo is roughly the size of Anana the polar bear.
Oh,
So
good, cool.
Nikita is quite a bit larger.
Okay.
He stands somewhere around 10 and a half feet tall, maxing out at like 1,400 pounds. Tomo tops out more around like 700 pounds, which is closer to Anana's size. And he'll be a little
I
shorter.
really think Keeper Ashley knows that. How would you know how big Nikita and Anana are?
That's funny. I actually used to work at Rocky Coast with those animals, so I spent quite a bit of time with the polar bears as well. I've got all the bears at this
Haha,
one.
Steve.
I didn't know that. I know you worked in education for a while.
Oh my gosh, I've been all over the park.
You
I
have
know.
been.
Yeah.
We miss her, but we know that her heart lies.
We call her a
with the
vagabond.
keepers.
That's right. I have been all over. I think I'm on
Where
my...
all have you worked, Keeper Ashley?
Let's see. I started as an intern at Rocky Coast, which was Rocky Coast Mammal, so all your seals, sea lions, Arctic foxes, and the polar bears.
Yep.
I also interned at the grasslands, so all the rhinos, antelope, and ostrich, and then I was hired on by you guys at
Wow.
education.
Yes, we
One of our
did.
smarter ideas.
We brought her
The
in
best idea.
for her to be working in education at the North Carolina Zoo. And then what'd you do?
I bounced in and out of education.
Yeah, kinda.
Seasonally. And then I also took temp positions as well. So I got hired on at Rocky Coast as a temp keeper there first. And then I was a temp keeper for Elephant.
Yep.
So I was there for a couple months. After that, I came to Northwoods.
And you're still a temp keeper here?
I am not a temp
No, she's
keeper.
full time. Whoop whoop.
You're full time.
Yeah, he was here for 10 months, and then I went over to Elephant for about 6 months, and now I'm back at Northwoods. So
Wow.
now I'm permanent, full-time Northwoods keeper.
And we are truly, truly
Yes.
so happy to have her at the North Carolina Zoo. She has skills that are amazing. You can tell she's an amazing educator, and obviously her care and passion for the animals exceeds so much. It's
And
an
it sort of
amazing
shows
talent.
sometimes how the path to get a job
That's what
as
I-
a
that's-
zookeeper is.
That's exactly why I
It is
asked her,
not
because we have that
always
question.
easy.
Yeah, it's a long, winding path, but it's worth it.
Yeah, no,
Some
it's
people fall
awesome.
right into it. Some
Mhm.
people get a job, fall right into it. Some people have to bounce around literally to
Yeah.
every job to get it, and
Yep.
it shows you sticking to it and how awesome you are. And I'm super stoked that you're full time now.
Still so happy
Makes
she's
me
here.
happy.
Awesome. Hey, do you have a shout? Eve? Would you like to say hi to anybody?
Sure. I'm going to say hi to my mom and to Clinton, who's my husband.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, my grandma. She might watch. Hi, Nana.
Awesome.
I'll
And if
help
you
her.
guys see her, say hi to her. Right back at you while you're watching on this zoo adventure out there. Well, Ashley, thank you so much.
You're
This has been amazing, and
welcome.
that we got to come. Wendy, do you remember we were in the
I know.
habitat?
I've been here
Bear
17 years. This
in the
is
habitat.
a first for me.
Oh, my
I have
gosh.
not been inside brown bear ever.
It's
And we
fine.
thought it'd be kind of cool for you all to see kind of what the bears see, kind of the experience the bears might have when they're in the space, in their own habitat. We are going to leave Keeper Ashley for a moment and go around to show you guys what it's going to look like for you all from the front of the space and tell you a little bit more about bears from there. So thank you so much, Ashley.
welcome.
You guys hang tight. Be with you in a second. So this is what the front of the habitat looks like, guys. Come here. This
Remember,
is
it's
so
still
neat.
under construction.
There's one of our rockwork geniuses. Been working hard over there. So this is the view you have through the windows, guys. And there's Keeper Ashley giving us her queen wave. She said she was the queen of the bears, and she said, no, Keeper Alexis is more the queen. You're a princess. You can be our princess today, Ashley.
Look how big
Look
that
at an
looks.
amazing view, and this how expansive this space is now. This is a really cool opportunity for you guys, our digital guests, when you become our real guests, which I hope it happens soon for you guys. Remember, we are open. We do have those time tickets, though. Spaced out entries, online reservations, and we're limiting the number of people, practicing social distancing as well. Masks are recommended.
There could be a bear right there.
There sure could be.
Like right there, a bear.
Let's bring
could be.
Ashley in. Let's bring Ashley in for a second. She'll be our bear. She'll be our bear representative.
Yeah, our stand-in bear.
Here comes Bear Ashley.
So she could be
Her
like
claws
a bear.
are up.
A bear could be right there. Like that's how close you could be to a bear.
That's amazing, isn't it, guys? I mean, right here in front of you.
That is so close.
And if you're lucky, maybe one day, maybe Keeper Ashley will be that close. Don't be inside, Keeper Ashley. Make sure you're on this side. Come out here.
Thank you.
Good deal. Ashley, thank you so much. It's great to see you. We're going to talk bears for a little bit. You be safe and you get out of there. Bye-bye. Really cool opportunities, guys, and some amazing, amazing work. We are propping your guys' work up inside. It looks amazing. It truly does. Absolutely. Look at that, guys.
That's how we get those wonderful, lifelike looking real cracks. He's doing it by hand.
Really cool. And people,
here's some of the finished work up here.
People, you won't know the difference, guys. I mean, they etch in the scars, they etch in the cracks.
That's so cool. And it's not something like you think, oh, well, he's just scratching away. I could do that. No, you can't.
No, you can't.
I couldn't go up there and do that and make it look like that. There's no way. No way.
Really
It's
cool.
amazing, especially when it starts out like this. Layers and layers. And
Amazing.
then painting and more layers.
Great job. Absolutely. Give yourself a pat on the back, because we can't touch you yet. Brown bears.
So give them a little tease of maybe what they'll see the next time, because this is taped, obviously.
Folks are answering your questions. Wendy and I are on there too, by the way.
Let's go to the other overlook.
Okay.
And let's give them a little tease of what this second half of this video might look like.
We can do that.
This is that other overlook, the older overlook.
Yeah, and this is what it looked like before. So those of you that were here before might never recognize this side. They're like,
So
oh yeah.
He likes to lounge in the pool right there.
And there's that chair. Can you show them the chair? Right where the
Yeah.
hose is coming down.
Yeah, he likes to sit there and rest his head on his shoulders.
So when we come back, guys, because it is taped, we're going to be here on the first day that our brown bear, our grizzly bear, is put out in that space.
Yay.
We're so excited to share that with you as well when that happens.
See his reactions to all the new things.
Because it's all still new to
The
him.
new grass.
Imagine yourselves going into your home for the first time, checking out the apartment for the first time. He's going to be like, whoa, this is amazing. And I like it, we think. Really cool.
So stay tuned. And the next time, the next probably 2 seconds, this will be edited. You'll be seeing Tomo
Enjoying his new
enjoying
digs.
the new digs.
Maybe we'll see some cool behavior. Wouldn't that be neat to see him?
It would be.
Dig around or scratch around or get in the
Roll
water.
around.
All right, guys. Check this out.
You'll do it.
How cool is this? Comes a big thing to share with you guys. Look at him laying down. Keeper Alexis working with Tomo, the big brown bear.
This new training wall is pretty amazing.
This is the brand new training wall. You just saw this a minute ago. We were in the habitat, remember? So now Tomo's in there. Her big brown bear working with Keeper Alexis. Looks like he's loving the training wall. Doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Showing paw. And how cool is the thing, guys, that you might be able to get a chance to come back here and see this training down in the time. Got to get all this, got to get some kinks ironed out, got to get stuff worked out. But we'll be doing programs like this for you guys. Oh, look at that. Look at him standing up. He's taller than a lake keeper Alexis. Look at those claws. Whoa, open his mouth. And we've learned a lot about those training behaviors over time. And a lot of those training behaviors are all about animal care and wellness. So they do a great job of training the animals to kind of participate in their own health care. Lay down, everything's working. I can see his belly now. When he opens his mouth, I can look into his mouth. I can look at his teeth. I can check out his teeth, see the claws. If I get him to stand up, I'm able to make sure all those joints are working. And look how close Keeper Alexis can get. Can you move around a little bit? Everything's working that way. What do you think the treat is today? Looks like honey to me. Show the foot. So again, another way and that all about the care and wellness.
He's giving her behavior she's not asking for, so she has to wait patiently.
There's the foot.
Is.
Got to know your animals to figure out what you're going to be treating with, rewarding with. Oh, it comes up again. Look at that. He's a big old bear.
His head is massive, Steve.
Yes, it is.
It is massive.
Look at that. And look how gentle he was going down. And you saw Keeper Alexis say, all done.
That was a lot of honey.
So it was honey. Hey, Keeper Alexis, how are you?
Good, how are you?
You guys remember Keeper Alexis? She's the one who took us out to see bison and elk a while back. So this training wall looks like it's going to be pretty fantastic, guys. What'd you think, Alexis?
It worked out really great.
Yeah?
Yeah, he did everything I asked, just like he does any other time. So.
Yep. So he's okay doing it out here, being out on a new brand. This is his first day out, right?
First day out, first time at the training wall, and he did awesome.
Wow.
So,
and this is similar to the background. This is kind of what he's used to, this kind of a space.
yes. And with all you guys out here, it was a good experience for him to have people watching. So
Nice.
It'll be a good experience.
Didn't seem to faze him at all.
He was
at
very
all, to be honest with
comfortable. Yeah.
And that was honey you were using?
Yes. Yep. Little jar of honey.
That's not a little jar of honey.
For a grizzly bear, it is.
How full was that little jar of honey
It was
earlier?
probably only about this full. Yeah.
Well,
Is that
It's a
one of his
serious
sort
treat.
of premium treats?
Oh yes, he loves honey.
Okay.
Yes, so I try to save it for special stuff like
Yeah.
this to really reinforce that he had a great time. He got a lot of honey, so he'll come back and.
And
That
this
is
is
so
his very
cool.
first time on his new refurbished
Yeah.
habitat.
That's right.
And since it's taped, you saw us with Keeper Ashley a second ago. We taped kind of inside. You saw still some of the equipment was still out there. So this is brand new. Just to kind of give you perspective, this is June 29th that we're taping this. So the first time that Tomo got to come out and be on the habitat, June 29th.
Fresh over here.
Look at that, he's in the water. We have some new material here too, which is kind of cool. What you got, Brooke?
He says this needs to come out.
Okay, we can work on that.
So I'll let you guys
We'll hash it out.
figure it out.
All right, I'm here.
He is loving his pool right now.
Oh yeah.
I see he has his summer fur body.
Yes. Yes.
Little naked.
He sheds out that coat and regrows the whole thing.
We do the same thing, right? We cut our hair a little short sometimes. Wait,
His habitat looks amazing.
we need to get inside his head right now. What does he think's going on?
He's exploring.
Think about for us, guys, when you get into a new house, a new apartment, all the really cool stuff. Explore, that's a great word. That's a great way to think about it. He's exploring what all's out there.
Hi, bud.
He knows you for sure.
So Tomo, right? This is Tomo.
Mhm.
How old is Tomo? Do you know off the top of your head?
Tomo turned 30 in March.
30. He's going back over the training wall, isn't he? He's like, hey, where's Keeper Alexis?
That's where we just were.
Yeah, it is. So that's the training wall that Wendy's got you showing now. It's all locked up now. Keeper Curtis went over and locked it up after we left. But it's neat to think that's going to be a cool offering for some of our guests from time to time.
Yeah.
Get to meet you guys for one, and then get to meet the bear as well.
Yeah.
He is such an amazing critter.
How big is he? Like, how much does he weigh?
Right now he's around, ooh, math. We do it in
Math?
kilograms. He's probably around 650 right now.
Wow.
650 pounds.
Do they get heavier in the winter?
Yes. He's probably at one of his lightest weights right now. And then through late summer, early fall, he'll pack on a lot of weight, grow in that thick coat. And he gets upwards of 700, 750 pounds at his top weight.
I bet you there's still a little bit of honey on those bars.
Yeah,
over there
he's cleaning up the
door.
drips. Yeah.
He's probably like, it's that past reinforcement. He's like, well, the last time I was here, I got honey. I'm going to hang out here. Maybe they'll come back. Clean off the bars.
And I didn't know, is there a mesh door? Is there a solid door or a mesh door on the guest side?
Two mesh doors.
Two mesh doors.
Double layer, yep. Mm-hmm.
And the guests will always be behind that first mesh door when you're coming in.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What a neat thing. And again, it's for us to be able to show off a little bit, right? What we're doing, why we do it, and to be able to have a relationship building with you guys too. Like, why do you train a bear? What do you do? How does it happen?
Yeah. Well, being an older bear too, we want to monitor and make sure he's comfortable and healthy. So being able to look in his mouth and look at his feet, all that stuff, keep up with him, make sure he's comfortable. And it's so much easier to do when he willingly comes over and shows me those things, and then he gets honey in return. So
and that's all it takes.
Everybody's happy.
Yeah, you don't have to anesthetize, you don't have to do any of that kind of stuff.
And in the
Find
past,
some grass.
we've had a bear that had some dental issues and they had to brush his teeth. So
Yeah.
that comes in handy
Yeah.
when you need to have such a large animal that needs some special care.
Looks like he's still finding some diet that we put out earlier.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Nice. That's that enrichment, right?
And he got
Encourage
some
him
of
to
his
do some.
breakfast from his main diet.
Oh, it's kind of spread out? Nice.
Some produce, apples, carrots, sweet potatoes, oranges, some pieces of fish.
Oh,
stuff
wow,
like
that sounds pretty
He's
good.
tossing that log around like it weighs nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
He
And they are
literally moved
very
it with
strong.
his face like it weighed nothing.
Do you think we can sneak over to the other side, Wendy, so you can show him kind of through the glass what it looks like?
Yeah.
Or he's going to come over here now, isn't he? How about that?
Yeah, we'll hang here. I can show him. I've been showing him the wall a little bit.
Oh, have you? Okay, cool.
That's that new glass wall we saw.
He's a good-looking bear. Loves his waterfall. You will see him sitting in the waterfall from time to time.
Yeah, they said sometimes he'll sit under it so much that it takes off the fur in that spot. Like he'll get bald spots from hanging out in the waterfall.
That'll work. We keep calling him a brown. There's brown bears, grizzly bears, Kodiak browns. You may have heard all those different phrases. All of them are brown bears. Brown bear is kind of the generic term, the general term for these guys. Tomo is a grizzly bear. So a grizzly bear is a type of brown bear. Color is a little bit different, kind of a grizzled gold. That's where the name comes from. Grizzly bears are often found a little more inland, where brown bears are usually associated more with marine life or waterways, marine. And then the Kodiak brown is a massive subspecies type of brown bear found on Kodiak Island in Alaska. Tomo's from Yellowstone. It's a little bit of a nuisance bear.
Yeah, he has a pretty cool story.
Yeah?
That without us wouldn't have necessarily had a happy ending.
Happy ending. We had a space for them. He was going into places where he shouldn't go. That's where the phrase nuisance bear kind of comes from.
Interacting with humans.
Don't do that, guys. Even though it seems like, oh, it's fine, he's done it before, they're still wild animals. Need to be treated as such.
Don't they have a 3 strikes you're out rule, like baseball?
I would bet they do. I'm not 100% sure if they do in Yellowstone.
Yeah, they do.
It is a 3 strikes?
Yeah, 3 strikes. I was trying to give you a baseball reference.
I love the baseball reference.
Because you're the baseball guy.
I do love a baseball reference whenever I get a chance. Knock it out of the park.
There you go.
3 strikes, you're out. Ring them up.
Well, basically, they do have that. So he got in trouble 3 times, and normally after that,
That would be a...
they are euthanized.
Yep.
But,
Because they can't break that habit, guys. Once you feed them,
yeah.
they can't break that habit. It's easy food. It's like me at home. It's easy to go into the pantry. Just do it over and over and over again. When we were all kind of quarantined for a while during COVID, there was way too much food in my house. And at the end of quarantine, there wasn't any food in my house anymore.
Let's head over real quick while
Okay.
he's in front of that glass.
This is new.
Yeah, that's all new space, new interps.
Beautiful.
We're excited. Just going around the corner, so we don't have to go very far.
Ginormous glass wall we showed you during construction.
What a great view. And remember before, he couldn't get this close on the land. He couldn't get this close on the land. This was a pool side. And through the observations of the keepers and everybody, they said, you know what? He's not using that as much. And grizzly bears, brown bears, grizzly bears, they're on land. They'll go to the water, sure. But how cool is it that now we have extra land space for Tomo, the brown bear? He knows when we get in the water again. You're going to go running over, go dash over there. Here's a dive. Splash. How many of you have been to the pool so far this summer? Anybody? He uses the same way you do. He's going to cool off in there. And as Wendy pointed out, has that little bit of a less coat, a little thinner coat, helping him stay nice and cool. So I can really, really use the entire space. And it was so fun to show you guys what it was like inside the habitat as we looked out. When Keeper Ashley was with us. Awesome to have Keeper Ashley earlier and Keeper Alexis now. What should people know about Tomo, Keeper Alexis? What should our guests know about Tomo?
Well, where he is right now is one of his favorite spots to sit in the pool in that little corner. So if you ever come and you're having a hard time finding him, always look in that little corner because a lot of people will miss him hiding out over there in the pool. But in the summer, he'll just hang out in the pool. He'll take naps. He just lays his head on the rocks.
And just crashes out right there.
Yep.
Look at him splashing around.
Yeah, he loves swimming.
Oh, looky there. He's a pretty cute little bear. And will the guests be able to come see this soon?
Yes, hopefully soon. As soon as the construction is completed
all the way done?
On the outside, we get it all cleaned up and ready to go.
Cool.
Yeah.
So by the time that you guys get to come, they'll clean up some more of the. So I mean, it's not. I mean, I shouldn't say it's in bad shape. It's just got to. Now you got to do some sweeping and some cleaning up.
Yeah.
Get some marks off the glass.
Well, they put these marks on so the bear doesn't walk into the glass, I assume.
Yes.
And birds for right now, because Tomo's not used to the glass being here. He's getting a good back scratch right now. He's not used to that glass being there, so
Good point. I didn't think about that.
you don't want him to run into it.
No, that would be bad. I'm gonna get out of the way so you guys can see what's going on. I'm gonna get these guys so they can see the view.
Well, he was, like Baloo on Jungle Book. He was like, ooh, this looks good.
You guys having a good time at the zoo today?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
He was excited to see you. He said, "Go, please, from the Facebook.
Air five.
Don't touch him."
Nice. Not that many cooties. Gotta do an air 5 though. Well, thank you for saying hi. He is so cool.
No, you're just swimming around, having a good old time.
All right, digital guests, I have a quiz. I have a quiz for you.
No, we're actually at the zoo right now. I left that phone at home. It's good. I mean, we just came. They let Tomo out on exhibit for the first
They have different types of claws. Do all the bears?
We came up here to see that. They let him out about.
Tomo coming over to say hey.
We were actually getting ready to probably head out soon.
Here's the claws
Around or anything.
of the 3 types of bears found in North America.
Oh yeah, he's been excited. So.
These are the 3 different types of claws of the bears found in North America. We have brown bears. Obviously, we have Tomo here. We have black bears and polar bears. Each one of these claws represents those bears.
I want nothing to do with any of those, Steve.
Good point. Good
no,
point.
No, they're pointy. That was
Isn't
a
that
good,
neat?
It was a good point.
Ah, it was. Well, we'll play it again. Which one is the brown bear claw? That's kind of a giveaway because you can see Tomo's.
Na, 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 na,
Remember Tomo's claws? Was it short and really sharp like this one?
No.
Was it
No.
more blunt and tough like that one?
No.
Or was it more like a fishing hook?
Yes. That one's right.
That one is right. I think Wendy's having way too much fun enjoying Tomo's first day out on his new habitat. So yeah, the middle one was the brown bear. It's long and skinny for catching fish or getting grubs. Depends on which habitat they're living in. This one, oops.
I wanted to see if we could see Tomo. We couldn't even
Oh,
see
there you
Tomo
go.
in the shadows. There we go.
Look at those long claws. As long as your index finger, guys. Look at those long claws.
Get my shadow out of the shot.
Pretty impressive, huh? And then just to wrap it up so you guys know who's who here, because it's only fair. Polar bear. Polar bear, more for traction on the snow and ice. And then the black bear, more for even climbing and tearing things up. How about that?
Wowzers.
Look at the claws. The claws are a giveaway of what type of bear he is. And the grizzly bear or the brown bear claw is used for either catching fish if you're a brown bear living near the coastal waters, or digging out grubs and bugs if you're looking for other types of food items.
Steve, I've had to pull out my personal camera
You sure did.
while we're filming this because this is awesome.
Wow.
And we
And
want to
again-
get it for our digital guests, but whew,
Kind of like a grizzly bear butt. Grizzly bear butts are cute. It's like polar bear butts are cute. Look at that little waddle. I think he's like, you know what? It's good to be home.
and he got like a refresh of it in his house.
He did.
He got remodeled. Everyone loves a home remodel.
How cool is that? And he's loving the whole space. He's been all over the space. The new land space, which is right in front of the glass. Back towards the back where the training wall is. He went in the water. Man, he just enjoyed this entire space. So thank you guys so much for tuning in again today to Zoo Adventures, all about the brown bear habitat, brand new bear habitat. First day out for everybody. We appreciate Keeper Ashley and Keeper Alexa spending some time with us today. It's nice meeting some of our zoo guests as well. Remember, Zoo Adventures on Mondays and Wednesdays at 10 o'clock. You guys continue to stay safe. We hope to see you again at the zoo soon. Remember, timed tickets.